Hello there. So in today's video, I'll be showing you how to use svelte layout. The main idea of using svelte layout is to repeat some constant design in your application within different parts. So the like an example of this is like your nav bar. So in your home page, let's say your home page, your about page, those pages might share a similar nav bar, which is, let's say, an exact nav bar. So you might create a template for this to repeat this nav bar. You might also use a component, but let's say you want to use layout for it. So you create a layout, and this layout will share the same navigation bar for all the pages. Then let's say in your application you also have like a user dashboard, and in that user dashboard you have something like the settings page, the profile page, and let's say a page to update the user password. You won't normally include this in your home navigation bar, so you would create a different navigation bar for the user dashboard. So in this example, you might want to share the same share the same navigation bar from your home page in the user dashboard. So it won't actually make sense to repeat yourself again. Instead, you might want to extend the functionality from the first nav bar, then connect it with the user dashboard. So to do that, first of all, as you can see, this is just a plain index.svelte page, which is this. So to create a layout, all you need to do is create a file named layout.svelte. So what this will do is that this will create a default layout. I will show you how to create a named layout in a bit. So this will create a default layout that whenever you visit a page, this layout will run first. So let's add an h3 to this and call this default layout, and here we'll add a slot. So this slot is basically where the content of the route that is being visited will be rendered. So this h1 will be rendered inside this slot, so it will be rendered within this tag, and whenever you visit this page, svelte will automatically run the content of this page first. So you might as well add a load function if you want to check for some logic or whatnot. So that's the if we were to visit our page, and you'll see that the template is the layout is being rendered before our actual content. So that's the benefit of using layout. So let's say in another part of our application, we want to create a user dashboard. So this will be dashboard, and we would add an index.svelte. So if we were to navigate to our user dashboard, let's reload this and visit our dashboard, and you'll see this is the default layout for it because there's no content here. If we were to add something here saying user dashboard, so as you can see here, this is the content of the default layout, and this is the content of the user dashboard. So for demonstration purposes, let's add a quick demo nav bar. So this will be an header of, let's say, an h1, assuming this is the logo, and we'll create a ul of let's say 3 items, and this will be a link. Okay, this would be the home page, and call this home, about, and this will be about. Then this will be the contact page. So if we were to go back to our user dashboard, as you can see, this template will be included. So the next thing we need to do is, let's go back to our home page. So you see, this is what is included. For now, we don't have an about page, so we might as well create those so that you see what I'm trying to explain. And this, we'll call this about page. And I think that's all. So if we were to go to the home page, that's the home page, the about, and the contact page. Then in our layout page, let's say we want a different, not entirely different. Let's say we want to add a different layout. Like in this case, user can visit the front page that we actually want them to see when they are in the landing page of our website, which is this this endpoint, this route. So if a user visits your home page, there is not ideal to like tell them to change their password or visit the settings page. So you might want to add this in the user dashboard. So we'll create a new layout here. And this will be, we'll add an H3 saying use dashboard layout, and we'll add in a slot. So if we were to go back to our dashboard, and as you can see, this will run the main layout first, then it will run our dashboard layout, then it will run our user layout. So this is okay depending on the structure of your application. If let's say you have a small application that you can keep track of this layout and you don't want to override any part of your application, so maybe in your user dashboard, this is unlikely, but let's say in your user settings, you have a settings page, and this page you want it to include just the design from the default layout without actually taking the design from the user layout. So if we were to create an index.svelte, which is an H1 settings page, and now if we navigate to our settings page, and as you can see, this page does include the layout from our dashboard, and the layout from our dashboard does actually include the layout from our default route. So but what we want to do is to include the design from our default route without actually including the design from our user dashboard. So if we were to create a new layout, so we'll do something like layout.svelte, and we'll call this, we'll add an H3 also saying settings layout, and we'll add in the slot. So as you would expect, this would call our settings layout, then the settings layout will render our dashboard layout, then the dashboard layout will render our default layout. but we don't want this. What we actually want is to actually render our settings layout, while the settings layout will render our initial default layout. But this is it's unlikely because we did not define the template. We basically just said the template like, hey, we want to use you as you are, like we want to use every style in this file the way it is created, and our sub route will also include that design based on exactly this pattern. There is no flexibility in this way of creation. So to be able to bend that design pattern, we would edit this and name this template. So this, we might call this our root layout. Then if you were to go back to our file, and you'll see that this will include our dashboard layout, settings layout, and our page content will be rendered without actually including this layout, because it's not a default layout. So if you also want a default layout that other layouts can include, so you might create a new file and name this layout that will include the content of the root layout. So this, you can add in your slot. Sorry about that. So as you can see, this is exactly what we had, but with the exception of a named layout here. So in our settings page, if we want to use just the design of the root layout, we can as well just edit this and rename this to root, and this will include just the design from the root layout. So if we go back to our settings page, and you see that the settings layout is being rendered through the root layout, and the content of the settings page is being printed to the user. So if we were to remove this, you will see that this just like from the settings page straight to the default layout, which is the root layout. This is really nice if you want this type of flexibility in your application, that you can call or render any layout within any part of your application, no matter how nested your application is. Then another thing to note is that, like in this case, we have a settings layout, like a settings page that is being rendered. So let's say we have a profile page. Let's say we have a profile route. So we'll just simply create a profile dot svelte, and this will create an h1 as well, saying user profile. And if we were to go to our profile page, and you will see that this will inherit from the user layout, and the user layout will render the content of the user profile. But what we want is to render the content of, like, to just like in our settings page, we want this profile layout to simply include the design of our base layout without including the dashboard layout. So you can also do this, simply add the layout name to the profile. So as you can see, there is no dashboard layout being rendered along with this page again. But the disadvantage of doing of creating your page like this is you technically lose the advantage of using shadow endpoint. So let's say, for example, normally if you want to use your shadow endpoint, you are supposed to have a page with a .cvet and a .js or ts extension. But in this case, you can't really create something like profile at root.tx. So let's say you create something like profile.tx, And if we were to go to this page, you'll see that this method is not allowed. And let's add the method. So export const get, and this will be an async function. Sorry about that. So this will be an async function that will simply return a status of 200, and let's say a body with data. Name is Mike, and we'll return, let's say, an age of 30. So this is all we want. And if we go back to our profile page, and as you can see, this is being rendered as a JSON object, but this is not actually how to use shadow endpoints. This object is supposed to be passed to our profile template, which is this, but because the name does not match with our profile endpoint, if you were to rename this, so let me show you. If you were to rename this to root, doesn't actually make sense. And oh, that works. Okay, so let's see if this will render the content. Okay, you can also include like your layout in your shadow endpoint, but this is also nice, but I don't think having like the layout within your profile does actually make sense. So a way to get around this is to create a folder. So we'll create a new folder and name this profile. Then within that profile, let's just copy this and this. Let's move it into our profile, and we might as well rename this to index. Also with this index, and we'll create a new file named layout out root.svelte, and here we can add in our slot. And as you can see, this will give us exactly the same effect. I think this is much more readable than having to also include the layout definition within your shadow endpoint. So I'm glad that they do allow you to create it using the other way. So it's up to you. You can decide whichever way is best for you to do it. So that's different way to do that. So this how to use Svelte layout. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you did, consider to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see like a more in-depth video on how to use this, like maybe using it in a real world application, please comment down below, and I will try my best to make a video on it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.